Hi, snakes. I've missed y'all a whole lot. Life got crazy for a second, My birthday came and went. I went back to work, so doing a video was a lot harder for me in this time of transition than I thought it would be. But my schedule seems like it's starting to make a little sense, so here I am. Today's video is really something that people have asked me about, honestly, for a really long time. That quick beat, that quick couple minute, 10-minute max face. You gotta, like my aunt told me, she gotta go to church real quick and she only woke up 20 minutes in advance. People who wear makeup to work, I work with kids, so it's really no point. But, when I worked in an office, I did like feeling cute and pretty when I went to work. So that's this type of makeup face. I do want to give a couple tips prior to starting. This is a bare face. I literally have on nothing, just moisturizer, fresh face. So this is how your 5-minute face, 10-minute face should start. I will say it is a lot more beneficial to have like a tinted moisturizer. I absolutely hate this one, but I am on the search for another one. So if you know a tinted moisturizer that is not this, please let me know. It would be great if it's black owned, honestly, but I hate that one. So if it is similar to this, please don't recommend it to me. Also, for a quick face, be sure to have the bare minimum. In my opinion, quick faces should all fit in a small makeup pouch. Everything you need should fit in a small makeup pouch. If it doesn't fit, it's likely not going to be a quick face. And don't forget to still take your time while doing this. I understand it's something you're going to do in a rush. I understand it's something that you want to just really quickly get through because you have somewhere to be, but you also don't want to look like your face is rushed. So those are just a few tips for that face. I will say that this is going to look longer than it actually takes because I'm talking. But if I wasn't talking, I have time myself. This makeup usually takes me 7 minutes. This is just when I'm like, okay, let's go. I will say, start with brows, of course. Let me take my glasses off so you can see the glare of the mirror. This has become my absolute favorite brow pencil, the Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil. This is a perfect pencil for a quick face because it is a good stroke and it's a good definition, but it's not as heavy as a pomade. So I still say you should start by underlining the bottom of your brows. One thing I do, I underline the bottom and only a little bit of my top at the end. One thing I do tell people also, I'm not a perfectionist when it comes to brows because I use my concealer or my foundation to clean my brows up. So honestly, long as I have the shape, like the coloring that I want, the shape can be fixed. And it's easier for me. I don't know why, it just has always been easier, but it's a lot easier in my opinion to just color them in. I hate when people say color, but fill, let me put it that way, fill in your brows and then shape them with your concealer. See, to me, these brows look weird. They just look darker, but I use my concealer to fix the shape. Another thing I will say is when you're doing a quick face, not like a real full beat, do not overfill in your eyebrows because that's how you look like a clown. So yeah, also I use a concealer that's lighter, but not super light as I do when I wear a full face of foundation. So this concealer is Mocha from Born This Way, Too Faced Born This Way. This is not the concealer I use when I want a bright under eye look. This is a concealer I can use and it easily blends out. And I also use such a little bit when I'm doing a quick face that it's not gonna matter. So you literally, it's the tip and you're only doing a little bit. A little bit. So when I usually do a full face, I will bring my concealer so much further down. See, now y'all see that my brow's actually shaped. But yeah, when I'm doing a concealer, I usually make sure my concealer is like all the way down my eyelid, because either I'm gonna do foundation or even just put powder on my eye. But since that's not this type of party, I don't have to do that. Just do a little bit to make sure your brows are shaped properly. And then another little tip about the quick face, you need to have as little brushes, I was about to say utensils, as little brushes as possible. I got this brush at Ulta. I really should have done an Ulta haul from the stuff I got for my birthday, because I found some really good stuff, including this brush. This brush is becoming like my everything brush because it blends so effortlessly. So just use this brush and blend out the concealer so that you can keep your shade. So also one thing that will happen is your concealer can get into your brow. So it's easy fix. Brush the concealer out a little bit, and then where it filled it in, just put a little bit more of your brow pencil on. So that's easy. Also, another brush that I love is this e.l.f. angled contour brush. This is a brush I also use for just about anything, but when you need to get a little closer up, just use that brush because it easily buffs out that concealer. Perf. Okay, so brows are on. Then I still use a little bit of primer when I'm doing a quick face, because I don't want that weird, I don't want to call it ghostly, but I can't think of another name, when your makeup starts to wear. And I think the only thing that combats that, in my opinion, is primer. This is the Too Faced Hangover RX. This is also another fave of mine because it doesn't give that weird white look that some primers give. I love Fenty primer, but Fenty primer is a primer to use with the full face of foundation because it gives you that white look if you don't have foundation on. The Too Faced Hangover RX, to me, feels like a moisturizer. So, but I only use a little bit because I only do under eye and a few little spots. Like I have a dark spot on my forehead, so I cover that up. Hyperpigmentation around my mouth, so I put it around there. And thankfully, I might do a skincare one day, but I've been using a product from Olympia's Canvas. If you go on Instagram, please look up Olympia's Canvas because I have loved their turmeric soap. But I used to have very bad dark spots around my chin because that's where I usually get acne during my cycle. So, and I also pick. So I would have also put the primer on my chin because I would have had to put foundation on my chin. So brows are on. I think my brows probably took me a minute, if that. Maybe 2 at the most if I wasn't talking. And then I take my Too Faced foundation and I just put a little bit of foundation in the spots that are a little dark. See, only thing, make sure that you're using your foundation on a spot of the brush that didn't have the concealer on it, so you don't have that lighter look. See, just a very, 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 very minuscule amount of makeup. After you cover up those spots, see, that was nothing. A little bit of concealer. And so usually I would have gone all the way up. For this type of face, I just do a little bit. simply because you're only highlighting to give a natural highlight. This is, my face naturally is highlighted there. So, oops. So it's not looking crazy. But I will say, you also do not have to let your concealer sit when you're doing a quick face. When I'm doing a regular beat, I let my concealer sit so that it looks like it's more, like it's standing out more. But because this is just a regular everyday face, I do my concealer very quickly because it's not that deep. Like, it's not that serious to have to do this. I will say also, this probably looks a little brighter because because I'm using my ring light and this light from my mirror. But if I turn the light off from my mirror, you can tell it's just a little simple highlight. Another thing that I also feel is very important is a little bit of contour on a quick face. But my favorite contour is nose contour. So I take this e.l.f. This is old, but it's my favorite because it's such a soft color. I take this e.l.f. Contouring blush and bronzing powder. So this contour I use is technically a bronzing powder, but it was something I found when I was scared to really contour. So it's really, really soft and easy to use for people who also may be a little scared of contouring. See, so it's snatched. Nose is still snatched. And that was 30 seconds. Then, of course, set your face. I'm using LA Girl Pro Face. This is not my fave, but I cannot find my MAC powder. And literally just set. It's not no rhyme or reason. You don't have to bake. I'm not a baker in general, but you know, baking does help when you're trying to do a cute little, like a cute, very bright under eye. Baking helps a little, but it can make you look ghostly also. And lastly, spray some setting powder. And literally, that's my entire face routine for a quick face. BRB, I forgot my mascara. I'm back, okay. These probably are my two favorite mascaras. I could care less at their drugstore. I don't really care for Better Than Sex or whatever it's called. I think it's clumpy. But for a quick face, you don't need lashes. You can if that's your thing, but you don't have to wear lashes. I would say just double up on the mascara so that you feel like you're still getting that look. Like, one thing for me, if I don't have on lashes, sometimes I feel like I look like an owl. So, eyes big as shit. But this helps a lot, especially if you take your time and do it. So, I probably should have done this as a voiceover so y'all could really see this face as quick as I don't know what. But a little bit of mascara, top and bottom. I love bottom lashes. This also can be an easy face for my girls that get lash extensions because you'll low-key look like you have on a full bead. And you really don't, but it gives that illusion. That's another really important part, honestly, ladies, about taking care of your skin. I've gotten really serious about my skin, especially being able to be home and actually having to have time to try stuff out and get a routine. My best friend, Daniel is really into his skin, and I've never really known how to create that connection, but I have, because I can genuinely tell how a real skin routine and really changing certain things in my diet has changed my skin, especially texture, because I'm bigger on texture. I really just don't like my skin looking bumpy. Dark spots are easier to cover up. Texture, you can't really cover that up. And then lastly, fave, NYX Butter Gloss, and Chestnut from MAC, Old Faithful. NYX has hella new glosses for brown girls. I have all of them. I can't think of their names, but one day I'll do all the names. But just a little bit of brown. And then this pretty pinky peachy nude to give just some gloss. And that's it. So y'all, literally that's it. That is it. That's why I'm just like, makeup is really not hard. We can really make everyday cute looks in 5 minutes. If I put together every part of that routine that I did and only that without the talking, I promise you it's probably only a 7-minute video. But I really hope y'all enjoy this. I'm trying to think of other things I want to do. If you have any suggestions, again, put anything you want to see in the comments. Thank you for tuning in. Bye.